Welcome to The Profit Partner. My name is Cheree Warrick and I'm your Profit Partner. The series today is to enhance your business and help grow your revenues for your small company up to 6 figures and beyond. Today I'm going to interview Matthew Rossoff of First American Trust Mortgage. He's a mortgage planner. He's going to tell us exactly how you can use your mortgage in order to generate more revenues and how you can actually save money on your mortgage on a monthly basis. Welcome, Matthew.
Thank you, Cheree.
So you're a mortgage planner.
Yes.
Again, from First American Trust Mortgage, located in Columbia, Maryland.
That's correct.
And you are licensed in Maryland, D.C., Virginia, Delaware, Florida, and North Carolina.
That's
Did I get
correct.
all those right?
You did, yes you did.
Okay, great. So tell me, what is mortgage planning? What does that mean, or what does that entail?
What I do as a mortgage planner is I assist people in their mortgage debt. And now most people just get a debt and get a mortgage on their house. What I do is I understand that it's perhaps the largest debt of their life. Therefore, I feel that I have a responsibility to help them professionally manage that debt. What I do is I help them integrate the loan that they choose into their short and their long-term financial and investment goals, their payment and equity objectives, while helping them maximize their cash flow and decrease their overall debt load.
Wow, so it sounds a lot like you're helping people do financial planning in a way, because you're looking at their entire picture versus a traditional loan broker would just say you're approved for the loan. Is that correct?
Most loan officers look through the narrow loans of eligibility for a loan. We look through the wider scope of suitability for a particular person.
Wow, so you actually counsel people on the loan and is it appropriate for them, and if it's not, you try to make sure that they're getting into a loan that's really appropriate for them.
That's correct.
That sounds great. That sounds fantastic. So you mentioned something about cash flow.
Yes.
For the viewers, tell us, what does cash flow mean and what does it mean as far as decreasing debt?
What cash flow is overall is the amount of money that they have at the end of the month towards their daily lives and towards their investments and towards their savings. What we do is we take a look at their mortgage, we take a look at their how they save, we take a look at what they spend money on, their credit cards, their car loans, everything like that. And then we try to direct it so that instead of having all these different things that may not be most tax beneficial for them, because Uncle Sam certainly allows for people to take advantage of using their mortgage for those purposes, is that we then are able to roll this debt, this non-preferred debt, into their mortgage. And then we can take this extra money that's sitting there that was normally not doing anything and actually then put it into their investments for them, help them invest it in other ways so then they can increase their profitability, increase their cash flow, and perhaps even add millions of dollars to their own net worth over their life.
Wow. Now let's talk a little bit more about credit, because you talked about that. Tell us, if someone maybe doesn't have good credit, maybe they've been sick or they were laid off and they got behind on some bills and, you know, things that typically happen or generally happen for a lot of people. Are you able to help people in that position, and if so, how?
Yes, we are able to help those type of people. What we do is we take a look at where they are currently and we direct them on how to overcome any collection accounts they might have, paying those off, whether it's pennies on the dollar, but getting to a point where they're able to then deal with the different
You know, you had a great example that you told me earlier about a woman this summer that you helped. Why don't you tell us that example, because I think it's going to be powerful for the viewers.
Okay, fair enough. Could you ask the question again, please?
Sure.
This is going so well.
No. So, you know, you told me a story earlier today about a woman that you helped a few months ago, and you were able to actually help her save her credit and increase her credit score. Why don't you share with the viewers what you helped this woman do? I think it's a phenomenal story.
Well, she had come to us because we are actually certified by FHA to be able to do FHA loans. And in doing so, She had come, she had asked us to pull her credit, and we did so, and we saw the various things that were on her credit. And I had suggested to her how to clear that up, how to pay off the different tax liens that were there, how to pay off the different collection accounts that were on there, on her credit, and then encouraged her to pay down her other debt as well. And then in doing so, she did that. It took her about 4 or 5 months. She came back to me and she said, "Would you please pull my credit again? Here's all my information." And I did, and it actually increased her credit score by 75 points.
That's a lot of points.
That is a lot of points.
That would save her a lot of money as far as her interest is concerned and her monthly payment is concerned. Isn't that correct?
That is quite correct. Before, she was not able to afford the house that she was wanting to get into. Now she's going to be able to afford the house of her dreams.
Yeah, and with your mortgage planning, you're actually able to look at her overall picture to make sure that that is still suitable for her as well.
That is correct, yes.
Wow. Now that sounds kind of complicated. I mean, helping someone increase their credit score 75 points in a few months, that sounds really complicated. Is it?
If you try to look at it all at once, yes, it is complicated. But what I do is I assist people in taking it a step at a time. And as they say in all the different counseling programs, the first step along, I don't even want to go down that road.
Okay, but you want me to start the question
yes,
again?
Please.
Okay. So, you know, helping her increase her credit score 75 points in a matter of a few months, that sounds, is that really complicated to do?
It can be complicated if you don't know what you're doing, but we develop a plan that allows them to go step by step. And the first step is giving us a call and asking us what they can do. And then we coach them in how to deal with the different situations, and they just take it step by step. And as they do that, their credit score goes up.
Great.
In fact, what I didn't follow up with is that this particular woman has just contacted her realtor, and they're already getting ready to settle on their particular house by the end of the month.
Oh, fantastic.
Yes.
Fantastic. So you've actually helped make a dream come true.
Yes, I have. And it feels awesome.
Feels good.
Yes, it does.
Now, going back to the cash flow thing, because this is the profit partner,
Yes.
one of the things that somebody may want to do is start a business with some of that extra cash flow. Maybe they want to get into some real estate investing. Maybe they want to start a consulting business or something like that. How do you help, let's start with investors, real estate investors. How do you help investors actually invest?
Well, what we do is we assist the investors in understanding that traditional mortgage people are not the bad guys. We don't have to take the 6 to 8 weeks that most people go through. There are ways to actually be able to close a loan in 7 to 10 business days.
Wow.
Yes, that's pretty powerful for some of these people who are needing to close a loan quickly. With our various partners that we have in place, we can get this done rather quickly, and it's just a matter of them talking to us and finding out what it is that they're able to do.
Now, that kind of sounds like the term hard money, where, you know, you have to pay through the roof. Is this a situation where you're going to be penalized because the process is so quick?
Oh, not at all. It's most hard money lenders, they can do the deal quickly, that is true, in possibly even less time than 7 to 10 days. But most of those, it's like 6 points, 6 percentage points, and it'd be able to do this loan. And then the interest rate is 12 to 14%. What we're able to do is we're able to do the loan for just 2 to 3 points, and then whatever the going rates are in the marketplace, which are currently 6 to 8%.
So that also helps a person increase their cash flow.
That is correct, yes.
And if someone, let's say, wants to start a consulting business, they could take that cash flow from the real estate properties you've, you know, helped them finance, or from their own property that you've helped them restructure the debt and start any type of business that they want.
That is correct, yes.
That's
They're
great.
able to-
So if someone wants to get in touch with you, they want to learn more about your real estate investment or your mortgage planning, how would they do that?
They can visit me online. They can go to www.matthewrosov.com. That's MATTHEWROSOV.com. I have a variety of links on there. They can fill out the different information, and I can contact them that way. Or they're welcome to give me a call directly at 410-788-5785. 9100.
Great. Thank you so much, Matthew, for educating us about the mortgage process, and I'm sure the public will be calling you pretty soon.
Thank you, Cheree. Thank you for inviting me.
Great. Okay. That was good. Now he's going to...
So did you want me to do that thing about the co-host and stuff like that, or?
Whatever you want to do is fine. I think that's fine. He's
Oh, I'm sorry.
Okay.
And it's called The Profit Partner.
The Profit Partner. Welcome to The Profit Partner. Okay. I'm the co-host, Matthew Rossoff. Yeah.
Welcome back to The Profit.
That's fine.
Welcome back to The Profit Partner. I'm Matthew Rossoff, your co-host, and I have with me Cheree Warrick. And Cheree, welcome to the program.
Thank you very much.
You're quite welcome. And Cheree, why don't you tell us a little bit about yourself, about what it is you do and how you can help business owners like myself?
Well, my name is Cheree, and I live in Fairfax, Virginia. I actually have a company called Business Development Success, which helps entrepreneurs grow six-figure businesses. I started off in about 2002, buying and selling real estate. Someone gave me a copy of Rich Dad, Poor Dad by Robert Kiyosaki, which a lot of entrepreneurs know. And from there, I was able to work with a few people. I bought and sold hundreds of thousands of dollars in real estate. I started a construction company, a trash hauling company, a title company. Some of them made money, and I will not lie to the public, some of them did not. But you learn as much from your failures as your successes, and I've actually been able to grow six-figure businesses. I've been able to do a little bit of marketing and earn as much as $4,500 for clients over the past several years. So,
wow,
yeah,
that is impressive.
Yeah.
So how would I go about building this six-figure income that you're talking about?
Well, tell me a little bit about your business. What do you do?
I am a mortgage planner.
Okay, and what does a mortgage planner do?
Sorry. Don't reverse this on me, Cheree.
Well, no, because you put this to the business assessment thing, so I have to ask questions in order for the public to understand.
Fair enough.
So, but you want to start all over again?
That was so cute.
Well, I mean, it's true. If he's going to do that, then I need to do the business assessment where I'm asking you questions, and then I can give you some advice. So,
okay.
Parts of that are going to work really well. So
I think it'll showcase the expertise a lot. So,
okay. Well, as a mortgage planner, I assist people in obtaining, not just obtaining a debt for their home and what is perhaps the largest debt of their life, but also integrating that debt into their financial and investment goals.
Okay, so it sounds a lot like financial planning, but you really focus on the mortgage piece of it, since that is their highest debt.
Yes, their debt portion. I'm a debt planner.
You're a debt planner.
Yes.
That's actually an up-and-coming industry.
Well, that's good.
I know quite a lot about that. Tell me a little bit about how you get your leads in.
I get my leads from a variety of partners. I get them from realtors, from CPAs. Also, since we are associated and affiliated with FHA, actually I shouldn't say that.
Start all over again.
Okay.
Tell me how you get your leads in.
Okay.
How do you generate your leads?
We generate our leads by various realtors, by financial planners, by CPAs, anybody who might be having difficulties with their current cash flow system. And then also we're associated with FHA and able to assist people with government programs. Okay.
Have you ever heard of the 80-20 rule?
Several different ones. Why don't you tell me what yours is?
In this particular case,
80%
of your business is going to come from 20% of your leads. Sorry, 20% of your lead sources.
Okay.
Do you know the top 4, 5, 6 people that bring you the most leads in?
Yes, I do.
Okay. You're actually ahead of the curve.
Okay.
What do you do in order to foster those relationships?
I sit down with them on a weekly basis and just go over how it is that I would like them to market me and how they would like me to market them, as well as reviewing the different clients that we have and trying to determine who would best fit each of our different scenarios.
Okay. Have you taken a good look at the 5 or 6 people that bring you the majority of your leads and figure out what they have in common and try to find more people, more lead sources like those particular individuals?
That's a good idea. I like that.
Ah, you like
I
that,
like
huh?
that, yes.
I'm going to send you my bill.
Oh, I'm sure you will.
That's something that entrepreneurs fail to do, though. They have these great lead sources, and you know, they don't try to duplicate it. Don't really look at who's bringing me the most leads, and more importantly, how can I clone these individuals and find more individuals like him or her.
Do you have any suggestions on how to actually determine how these different people do relate to each other, or not so, maybe not so much relate, but are similar?
A lot of just sitting down as you're talking with them on your weekly meetings, maybe surveying them, maybe asking them where they are, what networking associations are they a part of, how do they find their leads, how do they determine what leads they're going to give to you. And just by talking with them and having the dialogue and really being open and listening to what they're saying, if you have 6 people, probably 4 of them will say the same thing, and that's how you zero in on them.
If I'm having a little bit hard of time trying to figure out what this is, would you be willing to sit down with my partners and I and try to find out what these common threads are?
Absolutely. Actually, that's what we do at the Profit Partner. We help entrepreneurs grow 6-figure businesses, generate that income through whatever they need. A lot of people get coaching, and what we've discovered is that the coaching isn't necessarily working. What I'm doing right now with you is coaching, where I say go and find out. And a lot of times the entrepreneur says, okay, I still have no clue how to do this. So yes, that's one of the services that we do provide, is helping you generate more leads. And yes, we could survey all of your best referral sources and figure out what they have in common and say, okay, this is what you need to look for as you're going out.
Okay,
so
excellent.
Now that we've discussed, since you want to do the business assessment, we're going to do it. And I get to question you some more. Now that we've discussed how you actually bring in the leads, what's your conversion rate as far as the people who actually call you and get information? How many of them actually fill out a mortgage application?
I would say at the moment probably 25% fill out an application.
What's going on with the other 75%? Not that you're ever going to have 100%, don't get me wrong, but tell me a little bit more about what's going on with the other 75%.
The other 75%, they either want to think about it,
Oh, the oldest excuse in the book.
Yes. I want to think about it. I want to see what Joe Blow down the street has to offer me. I don't know if this program's right for me.
You know what I want to think about it means? You know what I don't know if this program is right for me means?
Is I got cold feet. They don't trust me implicitly.
Well, there's a hidden objection that they have.
Okay, why don't you tell me, please? So
All right, so an objection is it costs too much. An objection is I want to think about it. An objection is I don't really see where this is going to save me money. An objection is I think my credit is so far down the toilet that you're not going to approve me anyway, so I'm not going to bother wasting my time.
Okay, so how do I overcome these objections?
You need to say, okay, Mr. Prospect, Miss Prospect, I understand that you want to think it over, but let me ask you a simple question. Why do you want to think it over? Is it a problem with your credit? I'm personalizing it for your industry.
Right.
Is it a problem with your credit? Is it a problem with your lack of trust of me and my abilities? Is it the money? Is it that you think you can't afford a house right now? Please level with me, Mr. Prospect. What is it that's holding you back?
Okay.
And then you remain silent.
That's right. The old adage is first person who speaks loses.
Exactly.
Or wins. All you customers out there wins.
But all the entrepreneurs know that they lose. But yes, you stay silent, and really what you want to do is draw whatever it is that's holding the person back, because I'm sure it doesn't cost anything, or maybe $25 or something like that for someone to fill out an application. Does it cost anything?
Actually, fill out an application is completely free.
So it can't be that it costs too much. There's
Okay.
some other hidden problem there, and it's your job as an entrepreneur, and more important as a salesperson, because this is sales, even though the S word, everyone gets all scared.
Good,
It
yeah.
is sales. It's your job as a salesperson to uncover all the objections and answer all the objections.
Okay. Okay.
So,
Fair enough.
yeah.
Now, you're not just doing this, you're assessing my business.
Mm-hmm.
Now, for all those folks out there, some of the people who'd like to be able to get started in the business, does it take a lot of money for them to be able to do something like this?
Well, it depends on the type of business that you're starting.
Okay.
Most of my clients have professional service businesses, meaning there's some form of consultant.
Okay.
There can be a yoga teacher or a foreclosure consultant or a real estate investor who's just going and looking at properties and turning that information over to someone who has money. That type of business, no, it doesn't take a lot of money. I've started businesses for as little as $150. Get some business cards, go to the courthouse, put your trade name in for $10, and start marketing, start generating revenues. I find that so many people are afraid, and there are two types of fears. There's fear of failure. You're afraid you're going to start this business and it's going to fail. And then there's fear of rejection, where you're afraid that you're going to approach someone and they're not going to want your product or service. Well, successful people face that fear. Everyone has that fear. You, me, Miss Entrepreneur down the street, everyone. But the people who are successful actually face that fear and they move on, and you discover that out of 100 people, you may get rejected by 99, but it's that one person that takes you up on your service. And let's say your service is $1,000. That's $1,000 that you can use to buy something for your children. Go to Hawaii. Well, not exactly, you have to do a few thousand for that. but think about what you're able to do with that extra money by taking those 99 rejections and getting that one acceptance.
Yes, that is.
And push forward.
Yes, that's really powerful, yes.
So, but no, it does not take a lot of money.
Now, some of these failures that a person may encounter, they may not just be failures, but they're also opportunities to grow. Do you also assist people in how to learn how to gather these opportunities?
Oh, of course, of course. I mean, we can speak to a person if they, we'll come back to your example. I asked you what your closing ratio was as far as converting people to actually signing a mortgage application, and you said 25%. And my first question was, well, that's nice, but what about the other 75?
Right.
We're able to assess that for somebody. Your closing ratio, the best in the industry close 75% of the time. So,
Wow.
yes.
That is awesome.
That is awesome. And of course, that's applicable to your industry. Some industries are 70, some industries are 80, but average 75%. So one of the things that I try to do with every entrepreneur is if they're speaking to the right target market,
Okay.
your goal is to be closing 3 out of 4 times. And if you're not, then that's the opportunity for us to figure out what's wrong within your sales presentation. What are you not communicating with people effectively so that you can increase those sales?
Okay.
It's also an opportunity with certain types of consultants, if they fail, if they don't get that order, they're still able to ask for referrals. You may have someone to say, your product, your service right now is not right for me. And you could say to the prospect, well, Mr. Prospect, do you know of anyone else who's looking for this type of service right now?
Yes.
And they may know someone. That's an opportunity as well.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Excellent. What else would you like me to ask? Actually, of all the people that you've helped over the years, is there one particular example that you would like to share with everyone?
There was a construction company that I helped, and he wasn't doing too well. We sat down, we talked for a couple of hours, talked just like I did with you, asking him some basic questions, and I said, okay, well, let's do this. Let's write a simple email to your database in order to see who needs some work done. And he didn't have an official database. We just kind of called up the people in his Yahoo account that were his friends and said, hey, looking for work, but of course we didn't say it like that. But it was basically, looking for work, does anybody have something currently that they need done? And within 2 weeks he had a check in his hand for $4,500, which was a deposit for a project that needed to be done.
That's awesome.
And again, he wasn't even keeping a full-blown database like we do, where everyone you come in contact with goes into ACT or Outlook or Goldmine or something like that. These were just people that he knew, that he had just been communicating with through his Yahoo account.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
So database management is an important key of all of this as well then.
Following up with your leads is important. Following up with the partners that you have is important. And again, I'm going to come back to you. You said something very interesting. You sit down with the 80% that's referring, sorry, the 20% that's referring 80% of your business on a weekly basis.
Yes.
That's following up with people.
Okay.
That's where the database management comes in. Everyone that comes in contact with your company is a potential lead and a potential subscriber. And of course, they fit into various buckets, but you always want to have an ability to be able to reach out to them.
Okay.
And you can't do that if you don't have their information. So yes, we do really focus on having everyone's information, and not only having everyone's information, but using it. One of the things that I do is I encourage people to have what we call a keep in touch strategy. You always should keep in touch. And a lot of times people don't know how to do that. Like, you know, what do? I just call the person and say hi? Well, no. Okay. Here's a $100,000 tip. What you do is every other week you have either a teleseminar or a networking event or a party or something that you have. And the idea is to always have something to invite people to. Okay. So if I call you and I say, Matthew, how you doing? How's the mortgage business? Oh, by the way, next week I'm having a party. Having a party, joint venturing with some people, and there's going to be a lot of other business people there. It'll be a great opportunity for you to network. Love for you to come to the party.
Okay.
Oh, and by the way, do you know of anybody who needs a business assessment? Because I have some open spots on my calendar.
Okay.
But you always have a reason to call someone.
Okay. Now, going back just a little bit, you were talking about the 80% or the 20% that I'm contacting 80% of the time, or
yeah, well, the 20% of the people that's bringing you 80% of your business. Yes.
Okay. Then the other 80% of the people that isn't bringing me, or is bringing me only 20%. How often should I contact them?
Well, it depends on your industry.
Okay.
It also depends if, when you look at the 20% that's doing really well, if there are other people in that 80% that you just need to train to bring you more business.
Okay.
Again, if you are doing really well in your business, I would suggest having an assistant contact them, always inviting them to something.
Okay.
Hi, I'm calling from Matthew Rossoff's office. How are you doing? We just want to let you know Matthew's having a party next week and he'd love for you to come. It's an excellent opportunity for you to network with other business owners. Again, the more and more they're invited, the more and more they hear your name, the more likely you are to get more of their business. You won't get the full 80%, but maybe, I don't know, 20 or 30% of them will start to contact you more and more because you're keeping up with them.
Okay.
Yeah.
Do you want me to go down the technology road?
Whatever you want to do.
It's not about me.
I don't know. Yeah,
it's not about me. It's about you.
Okay. Technology route. Tell me what you mean by that, though.
Well, certainly in this day and age, you're talking about reaching out and contacting people. But how about in terms of use of the internet, internet media, computer technology? We're certainly using a high-tech medium right now.
Yeah.
I hope we're not on HD. But anyway, How do you use high tech? How do you use computers to assist you as well?
Well, I would say, first of all, it depends on the business. One thing we aren't is a cookie cutter program, a cookie cutter approach.
Okay.
Everything that I say, of course, depends on your business.
Okay.
However, for the professional services, I find that a lot of people want to simply draw people to their website by putting themselves in search engine optimization, and if the person puts in mortgage consultant, your name pops up. We know that that does not happen.
I wish.
One of the things that I have a hard time explaining to entrepreneurs is that for professional services, it really doesn't work that way. Unless you're looking for something extremely specific like a karate school or something like that, it really doesn't work that way.
Okay.
What I suggest to people in professional services is go out, network, and drive people to your website. Have great content on your website, keep in contact with the people that you're meeting at the networking events, and have them drive more people to your website.
Okay.
And that's called viral marketing, where you
Ooh.
have more.
Sounds bad.
It sounds bad, but it's actually really good. Well, think about a virus. In your body, you have a virus that attaches to one cell, then the next cell, then the next cell. It's the same thing.
Okay.
You have, one person that talks about you to another person and another person and another person, and pretty soon you have a subscriber base of 1,000, 2,000, 3,000 people. I actually know a woman who built 2,000 subscribers in 6 months. Using this very technique, just going out, meeting people, driving them to your website. They meet additional people, drive them to your website. Also being on online forums like Yahoo groups and Google groups and things like that is very important to drive people to your website.
Okay.
Always having something to invite people to.
Okay.
So what you do with your Yahoo group is you say, hey guys, I am interviewing Matthew Rosov, and he is a mortgage broker, and he is going to tell you information about how you can save, hundreds of dollars a month potentially on your mortgage. If you're interested, come to my website, sign up, you'll get the dial-in information and the passcode.
Okay.
That's how you build your subscriber list.
Okay.
Again, doing that with people you meet, that's how you build your subscriber list.
Okay.
So yes, you want to do that. You want to have video if it's appropriate. Sometimes it is, sometimes it isn't. Audio is another thing that you want to have. Whatever you're doing, you want to have a content-rich site that's constantly changing so that people are coming back and finding new things all the time and referring their friends.
Now this does take a lot of time. Do you also assist people in building this content?
Yes, we do.
And how do we go about finding out more about you and being able to talk to you directly?
Well, we're located online at www.theprofitpartner.com.
Okay.
Or you can dial our 800 number at 866-377-2026. You contact me, just like I did with you. We offer a free 30-minute business assessment for any and everyone who calls, no matter what business you're in. And again, we specialize in what we call the micropreneur. Somebody who makes anything from $0 to $20,000 a year, $30,000 a year, $50,000, $100,000, and you want to grow to 6 figures and beyond. We are really the only company of our kind that really focuses on the micropreneur, focusing on helping you build and grow your business, not only by just coaching you, because I don't want to just coach you. I want to do the work that it takes with you in order to help you generate those revenues. So with the construction company, I wrote the email and I said, here, send it to your database. Whereas your coach would just say, write the email.
Right.
And of course, how many of us actually do that?
That's true.
So another thing that I want to say is if you really look at various entrepreneurs in your community and in the world, most of them are married. Most of the successful ones, I should say, most of them are married. Most of them have strong relationships. And what I notice is the power of the partnership. Most successful businesses started in some partnership form.
Okay.
And the reason for that is I'm helping you, you're helping me. I'm accountable to you, you're accountable to me.
Okay.
If I don't get that website done, you're looking at me saying, what's going on? And
Right.
vice versa. And it's
Okay.
very important to choose the right partner.
Yes.
So we welcome people to consider us as a joint venture partner to generate revenues. This is what we do. We only work with a few clients at a time. So now's the time to call or come to www.theprofitpartner.com to learn more about us.
Well,
Thank
you for
you.
coming in, Cheree.
Thank
It was
you.
a pleasure having you.
Okay, cut. What did you think, Q? Okay, we're on.
So what can you do for me?
Mm-hmm.
So if I was to walk into your door and ask you to help me with my business and help me with my business, what would you recommend for me?
So how do you do that?
So how do you do that?
Okay, I think that's it.
Okay.
Was that it? Okay. All right then. Can you bring my book and we don't even have to stop the tape and those notes there, please? Thank you. No, those aren't mine. Thank you so much. Okay. You know, it's going to look kind of awkward with you sitting here. I think
yeah.
this is just a solo thing.
Okay.
Avery, if we can just have camera 3 on.
I'm going to get up and out.
And here, I'm going to,
Stay put.
yeah. Okay. All right then. Hello and welcome to theprofitpartner.com. My name is Cheree Warrick and I am your profit partner. I'm going to start again. Hello and welcome to the Profit Partner. My name is Cheree Warrick and I'm your profit partner. I want to take a few minutes today to speak about a book that I highly recommend for all entrepreneurs, particularly if you have a professional services company. The book is called Book Yourself Solid. It's by Michael Port. You can find it at any Borders or Barnes & Noble. It's a fabulous book about how to market yourself and sell yourself until you're booked solid. There are a few concepts that I want to speak about and how it relates to your company. First of all, Michael talks about something called the red velvet rope policy. And I have a saying that my mother told me, all money isn't good money. There are certain clients that you have that are going to be fantastic. They're going to do whatever needs to be done in order to make your job easy. They're going to be refreshing to be around. They're going to energize you and give you passion. And then there are other customers that you could have that they drain you. They want something all the time. They don't do whatever it is that you ask them to do. So you imagine yourself giving a party, and out of the limo comes one of your customers, and they're walking on the red carpet, and they come to your security guard, and the security guard checks the list and says, you can come in, you're a good customer. Or, sorry, you can't get past the red velvet rope. Well, this is what Michael Port is talking about. He's talking about letting go of those clients that aren't necessarily good for you, for your spirit, and for your business. The second thing I want to talk about is just finding something that you're really passionate about. There are certain coaches and certain people out there that say, oh, just make the money, just make the money. It's all about the dollars in the end. And don't get me wrong, I really do believe that it's about your results. However, if you're not passionate about what you're doing, it doesn't make a difference. So really look at what you're good at, what you're passionate about, and yes, the money will come. The third thing I want to talk about, which he delves into in this book, is about your target market. Finding a market niche is so important. And let's say for my company, I do business consulting. Well, my target market isn't necessarily all the businesses in the world, because that's just entirely too much. For a mortgage broker, it's not just anybody who needs a mortgage. You really want to look at what you can specialize in. If you have a certain association that you work with, maybe you do the mortgages or the professional services for that particular association. For myself, I work with micropreneurs. I work with people who make less than $100,000 a year in their business who want to generate more revenues. That's very specific. I also prefer to work with people who have consulting companies. Again, very specific. So what target market do you have? This book lays it out so well in order to really get you to drive down and hone down on what target market you're going to go after. Another thing that he really talks about is benefits versus features. A feature is something that your product or service has. So for example, if you have an accounting company, the feature is the financial statement. The benefit is increased revenues because your client is going to be able to use that information in order to grow their business. So this book really targets in on how you can tell what your features are and how you can tell what your benefits are, and more important, how you can relay that to your possible clients so that they will know what it is that you do and why your service is so valuable to them. And finally, he talks about what to do with leads once you get them. For example, so many of us go to networking events and we pick up a bunch of business cards and we get back to the office and never contact the people again. A lot of times it's because you don't have a reason why to contact that person. Well, what Michael Port suggests, and what I also suggest to all my clients, is always have something to invite people to. For example, you could have a teleseminar, you can have a party once a month, you can have a 30-minute strategic session that you can invite people to. Whatever it is, always have something to invite people to. That's not a high-pressure sales pitch, just a chance for them to get to know you a little bit better and learn what it is that you can do. So again, I highly recommend Book Yourself Solid by Michael Port. My name is Cheree Warrick. I am the Profit Partner. You can reach me online at www.theprofitpartner.com. Thank you and have a prosperous day. Cut.
Wow.